Hello, I'm Jane Sparrow, author and founder of The Culture Builders. And in our newsletter last week, we talked about the whole area of unplugging. I am hugely worried that what we're going to find in 2021 is the biggest number of cases of burnout in people, in businesses, than ever before. Burnout at a senior level and a mid-level is a huge risk right now for any organisation. And I know that not just because the stats I'm sure exist, but because every interaction I'm having with leaders through coaching, through development sessions, workshops, we keep coming up with the same topic. People are running at a pace that is really quite remarkable and unsustainable. And that's why we talked about the need to unplug as individual humans and as teams on a regular basis so that we can in fact go the distance without falling over. Now, of course, many people that are leading change are finding that the pressure is even greater than ever. And of course, most of us are involved in change in some way. So I thought it might be useful just to give you 2 or 3 things to think about as you go through change yourself as that human being, whether you're leading it or experiencing it second or first hand. So here's some things to think about. The first one, of course, is to remember the vision and to talk about the vision and to remind yourself of the vision. What's the big vision that the change is going to help us achieve? And what's that future going to look like, both for the organisation or for your team, or if you're going through change on the receiving end of it yourself? What's the vision mean for you? What's your personal vision for the future? How's it going to look? How's it going to feel when you get there? The second thing to think about when it gets hard, and perhaps you've had a rough day, is how am I learning? What did I learn today? And if you've read the Bank of Me Remote Working Edition, what you may well have seen is an example in there of how when I put my daughter to bed each night, I ask her, what did you learn today? What was good about your day? And in the same conversation, it forces me also to think about, what did I learn today? And even if it was only a small little nugget, it helps me see that through change I'm growing personally and professionally rather than just getting through the day. So think about, what did I learn today as a second area. The third is be okay with things not being perfect 100% of the time. That the 80-20 rule is talked about for a reason. It might be okay to get 80% of where you need to be before you move to the next point. And so ask yourself, does this need to be perfect, or is good enough great enough? And then the final thing to think about is the good old CIA that you may well have heard me and other colleagues talk about before. But through change, it can be very emotional for us. And a lot of our work is helping people manage emotions. So how do we manage our own emotions? Well, one of the core things to remember is so much is out of our control right now. And therefore ask yourself, if I'm feeling anxious or frustrated or concerned about the change I'm in or I'm leading, can I control what's happening? If I can, brilliant. That's probably enough to reduce, not necessarily dissipate, but reduce that feeling of negative emotion. If I can't control it because it's happening to me, then can I influence it? Our I. Can I influence what's happening? And if I can, well then go do it. And that will make me feel back in control. If I really can't control or influence, then I may need to accept that right now what's going on is out of my control and influence. And therefore I accept that for now I'll either go with the journey or remain at least emotionally stable throughout. That is enough very often to help us get through this phase of change before we get into the next phase. Wherever you are in the change journey right now, I hope those little thoughts have helped you, and some practical tips maybe to help you continue with positive energy and with drive, either to be part of change or to lead it. Good luck.